All right, now let's go downstairs and skipper Jim Riggleman discussing today's game with the media.
You know, my first instinct was to take him out of the ball game, and then I realized, you know what? He thinks the ball went over the fence. He thought that he knocked it over the fence, and it's, you know, it's a home run, so he's showing frustration. That doesn't excuse it, and I don't want it to be perceived as an excuse, but it explains it. So he, you know, he made a human error. He didn't not hustle. He didn't do something, you know, that, you know, was a horrible thing. He made a terrible mistake, but it wasn't malicious. He wasn't directed at anything other than he was mad he didn't catch the ball and he thought he knocked it over the fence. The second part of your question, why didn't I take him out of the game? Basically, you know, I've got a little time to think about it there, and so what's, you know, my feeling was I'm going to take him out of the game, but my feeling for the ball club was we just lost Pudge. We're shorthanded on the roster. For the ball club, I need every player we got, and so I felt that I could make a show for myself and take him out, but because it wasn't an issue of hustle and we didn't have many players on the roster, like I said, I just felt that that I'm going to leave him in there and deal with it another way.
What did Nigel say to you when he got back to the dugout?
Well, exactly that. He said, I thought the ball went over the fence. He said he didn't realize the ball was sitting there. You know, and you know, to me, I think that's what happened. I think he just, I don't think anybody in baseball would know the ball's laying there but throw your glove down and not go get it. So that's what happened.
Jim, does track record play into that as well? I mean, if you have a guy who maybe has some issues with that in the past, does it kind of influence your decision-making more than it would in this case?
No, I mean, it was an isolated incident, but if it had been, you know, if there were incidences where he had done some things that had irritated me, but then he did that, I still would say I think he thought the ball went over the fence. And that's what he said when he came in. I didn't ask him, did you think it went over the fence? He said, I thought the ball went over the fence.
Between your first base coach getting ejected, some strange stuff happening early in the game, what do you think it says to come back and wind up winning that and shutting them down the last few innings with you?
Well, you know, both clubs played hard. We didn't, you know, we made mistakes. You know, Niger made a mistake. We made a base running mistake later in the game. We made a sacrifice bunt mistake where we bunted the ball the wrong place. You know, we made a lot of mistakes, but we played hard. And you know, if the team plays hard, I can't complain too much. If we played dumb, I'll let them know about it, and we address dumb mistakes. We don't have dumb people, but we tend to make some dumb mistakes, and that has happened a little bit lately, and that's been addressed. But the feel of the game was there was tremendous energy in the dugout. There was great attitudes going in the dugout. There was a will to win the ball game, and the guys kept getting after it. Great at bats. Our left-handed hitters had some great at bats against a tough left-hander. You know, it just says that we play hard, and Baltimore played hard. You know, both, it was like, you know, last night. Either club could have won the ball game. Both clubs played hard, and you know, we're not excusing anything. We're explaining things.
You feel like Clifford's starting to get back on track, and how nice was it to get him in a situation to?
Yeah, I don't think Clip was ever too far off, really. I think some of the negative games or negative innings that Clip had, he actually threw the ball pretty good. He had a game or two where he wasn't as sharp, and I think that was due to not getting enough work. But he's been on a great pace here lately. As you know, the way the game has opened up, the opportunities for him have been kind of a nice schedule for a setup guy. He's, you know, it's falling in nicely, and Storns helped him out there, you know, taking some of the load. He was pretty good. You know, he got hurt on a couple pitches. You know, Wigginton got him, and Jones hit that ball nicely. And you know, I know Niger felt he should have had it. That was a big play in the game. That's 2 runs right there. You know, And he pitched okay. I don't think we've seen the best of Craig yet this year. I think he feels better than he did at any time last year, but I don't think we've seen him pitch as to the standard that he did last year yet.
Because you don't need another starter for a week, will you look to add like another position player or reliever or what?
We're going to talk about that. Right now we're just dealing with Scott, getting him off, and then as far as who we put on, we'll deal with that here in the next couple, 3 hours.
Just curious, is Scott's injury serious in what you guys said earlier today?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just we know he's going to miss a start, and so rather than at this point, the training staff doesn't want him to play catch for about 5 days, which means by the time he throws a good bullpen session or two, it's turning into 2 starts. So instead of going man short, we're just gonna do that, and there's no guarantees, but that's my hope, is that he only misses 2.
Why was Radisson ejected?
We thought that their pitcher balked, and Radisson saw what he thought was a balk. Myself and a couple other people, Guzman, and everybody was kind of pointing at, hey, that's a balk. And balks are a little bit like balls and strikes. If you argue them, you got a good chance to get thrown out. And Rad was arguing, and Mike over there said something Rad didn't like. Rad said something he didn't like, and you're not going to win that battle.
Was that after the last out of the inning, actually, that happened, that the ejection happened?
Yeah, the words were going back and forth before that, and then I guess right at the end of the inning, Rad said something.